All right. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's doing amazing. Let's get this set up. To get paid. All right. So I hope everybody's doing great. Few things, ladies and gentlemen. Few things. So we have the how to get paid by the consumer reporting agencies and the debt collectors coming up very soon. So I hope everybody's ready for that. It's been great. Everything's been amazing, and I hope you guys have been doing amazing as well. So, the masterclass is coming up: how to get the consumer reporting agencies to pay you, how to get the debt collectors to pay you. So, for those of you that are interested in learning how to get the consumer reporting agencies or the credit bureau, as you guys call them, how do you get Experian to cut you a check? How do you get TransUnion to cut you a check? How do you get Equifax to cut you a check? Right? So I'll be going over this stuff on the masterclass. To be a part of this masterclass, there's two things you need to do. If you're on Instagram, I need you to comment the word paid. If you're on Instagram, comment the word paid. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, or all you need to do is look at your screen and you'll see the word saying text the word paid to 917 993 5238. So text the word paid. If you're on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, text the word paid to 917 993 5238. If you're on Instagram, just comment the word paid and check your DMs. I will send you the link there. So today we're going to talk about charge-offs. Charge-offs, charge-offs, charge-offs. Yes, this is what we're going to talk about today because I've been hearing so much noise on the internet about charge-offs. I'm going to show you guys how you can get a charge-off deleted. But not only that, did you guys actually know that you can get paid for them furnishing a late payment on your credit? I'll talk about that too. What's going on, King?
What's going on? How you feeling?
I'm feeling amazing, man. How are you doing, my brother?
I'm all right. I'm all right. So I got a quick question. I got this thing called Metro 2, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I know you deal with Bandman Kevo and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I follow him, and I got the Metro 2 compliance from him. So I did actually follow the steps and everything, and it generates the letters on its own.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just trying to see what other advice would you have to, like, as far as boost credit.
All right. So when we talk about credit, the fundamental thing we need to know is that information, right? Your credit is information. Your FICO score is information that is reflected in numbers. So how does it work? If you have positive information, you get a higher credit score, right? If there's negative information, you have a lower credit score. We know that it ranges from 300 to 850, and that gives you what? 550 points. Now, in order to boost your credit, you got to maximize on the categories. So the first category is payment history, right? Payment history makes up 192.5 of your FICO scores. So if you're paying everything on time and there's no late payment, you maximize that category. The second one is utilization. That's 165 points. FICO points we're talking about, right? So as long as your utilization is below 10%, 3% ideal, you can maximize on potentially 165 points. Those two alone can give you a boost of 357 points. Just maximizing those two categories, making sure that all your payments are on time and making sure that your utilization is below 10%. Automatic 357 points, you just maximize. Then now we go over to your age. This is where the trade lines come in. When people talking about buying trade lines, it's to fill that category. So that category accounts for 82.5 points. It's not a lot of points, but it's still a lot. 82.5 points is still a lot of points. Compared to
It's still a
payment
fair amount.
history and compared to utilization, it's still a good amount of points,
Yeah.
right? So once you have age that's 3 years old or better, you go close to maximizing those points. And in the other two category we have is mixture of credit. If you notice people that have only one or two accounts, that's called a thin profile, and they normally get denied because the profile doesn't really have credit cards, you don't have personal loan, there's no auto loan or a mortgage or whatever. That good mix, that student loan, like that gives you a good mix, and you can capitalize on 55 points just for that section. And in the last section now is the inquiry section or new credit. You want to have
Right.
between all three consumer reporting agencies less than two inquiries, right? So what does that mean? It means that within the span of maybe 3 to 6 months, you should only have two inquiries per consumer reporting agency. So you can have a total of six, but make sure that if you run a play and you got two cards from somebody that pulled from Experian, your next play should be two cards from somebody that pulls from TransUnion, two cards from somebody that pulls from Equifax. So you got six cards, but only two inquiries.
Okay, that's smart. That's smart. That's definitely smart. Yeah, now with the trade line thing, like I seen it. I seen a thing where Kevo said like basically you could pay for trade lines, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like I haven't had any success as far as like with the sites.
Mm-hmm.
Like
So
as far as finding them, I haven't had any like real success with them. Like to me, the sites don't look too official, and I'd be a little,
suspect.
yeah, I'd be a little sketchy about them. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I should do that.
All right. So when it comes to the trade line stuff, it's not something that I specialize in. So I can't even give you advice when it comes to trade line. I know Runway does trade lines. Runway does business funding as well. Shout out to Runway that just came on the live. He does it. Dion does it. Smitty the Goat does it. Darius does it. There's a few of my guys that do the funding, right? I do funding a different way. I want to get paid off the consumer report. So I take a different approach to getting paid using credit, not the typical approach that most of my other associates take, like Dion, Smitty, Runway. Like they go for funding. I'm going for lawsuits. So we go for
Okay.
money in two different ways.
Yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm. But if you're going for business funding, Runway has been very credible. I've never heard anything bad about Runway. When he does his funding, I've never heard any issues with anybody. Dion as well, Smitty and Darius, right? And Andre. I've never
Okay.
heard anything bad about these guys when it comes to funding and when it comes to trade line. It's a part of their business model. It's a part of what they do.
Okay. I'm familiar with Dion because he a part of the Metro
Yeah,
too.
Dion,
So I'm
Dion,
familiar.
Dion is the owner for Metro 2.
Yeah, I'm familiar with him.
Well, not
Like I said,
Metro
the other.
2. I'm sorry, let me correct. Metro 2 is owned by CDIA, not Dion. Dion owns a software called M2 Phenon, which is a Metro 2 compliance authorized software.
Okay.
So no
Okay.
one person owns Metro 2. Metro 2 is owned by a company called CDIA, which is owned by TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, and Innovis.
Okay. Okay. I definitely appreciate you.
Yeah, most definitely, King. Thank you for stopping by.
All right.
I bet. All right. So that was a good question. Y'all drop some fire in the chat for my guy. He brought in a very good question. That was a really good question. All right. So for those of you now that wants to know what I'm talking about, right? How to get paid. There's different ways you can make money off of credit, guys. There's different way. So what should we do if we have an auto loan on my credit report, but the other two have a auto? Hold on. So what should we do if you have an auto loan on my credit report agency, but the other two? I'm not Phillips. Leticia, give me some more context. I'm not following, sweetie. Give me some more context. Or jump on the live and come talk to me. Jump on the live. I'm very nice, you know. I don't bite. I'm very nice. So you can jump on the live. All right. So how to get paid for bad credit, right? So knowing what the law requires gives you an unfair advantage against the consumer reporting agencies, the ones that you call credit bureaus and debt collectors. And it is it's one of the it's one of the most important skill in the credit game that you need to get, right? They definitely have to rewrite that question. Yeah, I agree too. So before I take Wolf, before I put you on the live, let me get some information out. How to get paid for bad credit? You can get paid for bad credit. You can get paid from the consumer reporting agencies. You can also get paid from debt collectors. It requires a specialized knowledge, which I'll be teaching you guys on the masterclass. So for those of you that are just joining, I'll be doing the masterclass, how to get paid for bad credit, how to get paid from the consumer reporting agencies, how to get paid from debt collectors. So if you're on Instagram, comment the word paid. Comment the word paid if you're on Instagram. And then if you are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, I want you to look at your screen and you're going to see a note under the bottom that says text the word paid to 917-993-5238. All right. So if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitch, just comment. I mean, not comment, just text the word paid and you're going to text my phone 917-993-5238. All right. So let's go over to Wolf. Where did Wolf go? Let's see what Wolf got. I have an auto loan and TransUnion, but not on Experian. Okay, got you. Wolf, what's going on, brother?
How you doing, bro?
I'm doing amazing, man. How are you?
Pretty good. I've learned so much from you, bro, in like the last 2 weeks. It's incredible the amount of information you give out, bro.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
So I have like two big questions.
All right, talk to me. What you got?
Is like pertaining towards COVID.
Mm-hmm.
I have two accounts that came from COVID.
Define came from COVID. Give me some more context. What do you mean?
So when COVID took place, you know, I live in South Florida. You know, people couldn't work and stuff like that. So obviously you had to apply for unemployment and whatnot. So I have two situations that played out from this. Before I opened these two accounts, the person that I was working for, the company, they were stealing money out of my check. I was able to prove it. I had a lawsuit. I got paid from the lawsuit. But within that process, before I got paid, COVID kicked in. So I'm using that money, obviously, to live on. To
live on, yeah.
So I applied for unemployment. It took unemployment almost 2 years before they sent me my first payment.
Wow.
I have proof of all of this. So with that being said, I sent the creditors proof of this stuff, saying why I have late payments. This is during COVID. I was being stolen from. Everybody's taking advantage of me. Of course, they're going to say...
You do know they don't care, right?
Of course, of course. So my next thing is, I sent some disputes out. I got my original creditor to forgive me. He removed the account. Define
remove. The entire account they took off?
Well, I know that they removed the account completely from all my credit bureaus. And in the email, they said they have nothing to do with the debt collector.
So now a debt collector has the account.
Correct.
So that means
a debt collector has been had the account.
The only way a debt collector can get your account is if it was sold to them.
Okay.
So the creditor sold the account to a debt collector. Debt collectors don't get accounts like that. They can't just snap their fingers like Thanos and the collections come. They either bought a portfolio of debt and yours was a part of it. That's more than likely what happened.
Okay.
So my question to you is this now. Are these debt collectors reporting that account on your consumer reports?
Yes. One says open, the other two say close, but it still shows charge off.
So it's a collection?
like I said, it says collection and then it says charge off.
A collection cannot be an open account, right? They can't. So it's inaccurate. So that in itself is an inaccurate account. Correct. It can't. A collection has to be closed accounts. Open accounts cannot be listed as collections, right?
Okay.
All right. So the next thing now is open accounts cannot also be listed as a charge off. Those have to be closed accounts, right?
Okay.
Can they collect on a charge off account? Yes, they can, especially if the charge off was not discharged. Not all charge offs are discharged. It's what I've learned is that tax it's a tax code that requires lenders or financial institutions after 120 days to 180 days, any account that is uncollectible must be listed as a charge off, right?
1099.
Not necessarily. So a 1099 gets generated when there is a discharge. So if they discharge the debt, which means that they cancel the debt, then a 1099 should be issued, but not all charge-offs are discharged. It's a status that the account is in. It's very misleading. It can be discharged, but at the same time, it cannot be. However, if you report the balance, because the IRS says if you report the balance as gross or ordinary income, income does not get reported on your credit, right? Income doesn't get reported on your credit. Now, if you report it as income and you have the proof now because you have your tax return, the reporting of the item as a charge off or as a debt now is invalid because you paid taxes on it. So that amount that you're reporting is actually income and you have the proof because you filed your taxes. So you can use that to delete collections that are tied to charge-offs or charge-offs in a whole, right? Now, when it comes to the collections, there's a few things that you need to know. When did this collection came on your credit? Was it after November 30th, 2021, or was it before?
It was after.
All right. There's a thing called the known parking rule. So my next question would be, did they tell you that you potentially have an account in collections and they're attempting to collect the debt? Did you get any form of notice like that?
Only from the original creditor,
No.
not from the debt collector.
So you have to get it from the debt collector, right? Because the debt collector is attempting to collect the debt. So if they did not send that out, it's called the no parking rule. They have violated the no parking rule, which means that a debt collector cannot illegally park an alleged debt on your consumer report without getting in contact with the consumer to whom this alleged debt is related to.
Okay.
Right? So that in itself is a violation. Then the next thing we need to find out is this. What type of debt was it? Was it a credit card? Was it a loan? What type? Was it an auto loan?
One is an auto loan and the other one was my first credit card I ever had.
All right. So you want to know, have you ever heard of statute of limitations before?
Yes, I haven't passed it yet.
Okay, so what's the statute of limitations for collecting credit card debt in the state of Florida?
I'm not sure of that.
So you want to know that. So this is where you want to go to Google, right? So we're going to go to Google and we're going to find out what is the statute of limitation for collecting credit card debt in Florida. Statute 4 years, right? The statute of limitation for collecting credit card debt in Florida is 4 years. Has it been 4 years since the account? There you go. So you see, when you start asking the right questions, you see how well you know how to handle the situation. These are some of the things that I teach, and these are some of the stuff that I teach in my university. And like the students are beasts, bro. But once you go through these list of questions, you see now that, oh, That's probably why they're showing up their heads now, because we're about to hit the statute of limitation and they can't collect on it. So your job now is to find out, okay, when did this account become delinquent? And in 4 years from the date the account went delinquent, the statute of limitation is out, which means they cannot legally collect on the item. And did you also know that reporting a collection to a consumer reporting agency is an act of collection?
No.
All right. So when it's past the statute of limitation, that's one way to get a items deleted that has passed the statute of limitation, because the reporting itself is an act of collection. And there's case laws to prove it. So I hope that was helpful, King.
Most definitely. And one more thing. Since I got the original creditor to remove it, can that debt still be verified by the debt collector?
Well, it depends on what verified mean. What does validation mean? So we won't talk about verify the debt, more like validation and what's the requirement for proper debt validation. That falls under 12 CFR 1006.34C. And when you go there, you will see an entire list of items that is required by a debt collector when you send them a notice for validations of debt. And when they cannot produce these documents, this is how you get them deleted, because they cannot.
Alrighty, thank you. My credit score has probably gone up in the last 30 days. I would probably say like 75 points almost.
That's good. That's very good.
Yeah, I'm at 687 right now.
That's very good. That's very good.
So thank you very much. I'll be tuning into your next seminar.
Yeah, definitely come to the masterclass. It's on the 21st. Just comment the word paid, and you'll get the link. Someone says this guy knows his stuff. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So I appreciate you, King. Thanks for stopping by.
You have a great day, bud.
Thank you. And guys, if you have questions, all you got to do is come on the live. Request to come on the live. If you want to ask me some stuff, definitely come on the live. So for those of you, hold on, let me see something. In the event that you do a dispute for a collection, but the debt buyer company only updates your current address to their file to make it look like the alleged account is accurate, then what? Also, I noticed their response to my debt validation letter is just a statement, and it is on there that the account is charged off. How is that? Is that collection or charge off? It's also the very account I'm having trouble getting removed because they have it as an open account. All right, so Lysandra, it sounds like there's a lot going on there, right? There's definitely a lot going on there. So we're finna talk about it. All right, so the first thing I'm going to address is the fact that an account cannot be a collection and a charge off at the same time. It needs to be either one. Can they attempt to collect on a charged off account? Yes, they can, because the account being a charge off doesn't necessarily mean the debt has been canceled, right? So unless you request a Form 1099-C and they send you one, then they didn't discharge the debt. Now, that doesn't mean that you can't get it deleted, right? So if it's listed as a collection or a charge off, you can use either strategy. There's a letter that you can use for inaccurate information, or you could treat it as a charge off or treat it as a collection. It depends on which way you want to go. But either way, it doesn't matter, because we have strategies for days, and I can teach you all of these strategies. All right, let's see. So the next thing is, ladies and gentlemen, before I go on, the masterclass is coming up on the 21st. The 21st is the masterclass. All right. How you doing? Can you hear me? You're on live, or was that a mistake? All right, could have been a mistake. All righty. Let's do that. All right. So the masterclass is coming up on the 21st. Just comment the word paid. comment the word paid. I'm going to show you guys the strategies that I use and that I taught my student Dwayne. That got he got a check from Experian. I'm not at liberty to tell you how much because, well, there was no non-disclosure. Yeah, there was no disclosure, so I can tell you guys. So he got a $50,000 check from Experian. Dwayne got a $50,000 check from Experian, and I'm telling you guys that this thing can be possible for you. All you got to do is follow the steps. Follow the steps. Follow the steps. What's going on, brother man? How you doing?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing amazing, man. Thank
I
you.
wanted to let you know I'm a big fan of you, man. I'm a big fan. I've been following you for a minute.
I thank you.
I got a quick question.
Talk to me. What you got?
Mm-hmm. I got a charge off on my credit report on my Experian account for a vehicle that it got repoed, so it's on there. But they also have a balance of $4,000.
All right, hold up now. There's a few things going on there. Hold up.
Okay.
Does that also work with child support? All right, for child support, Joseph, for child support, I have a friend. His Instagram is child support is fraud. Lionel is a very good friend of mine. If we're talking about child support to that extent, garnishment and stuff, you want to speak to my guy. Child support is fraud. That's his Instagram. Just look him up. Child support is fraud. That's my dude. Just tell him I sent you.
I follow him as well.
Yep, that's my dude. All right. So now, as it relates to your charge off, so there's a few things we need to unpack here, right? For your charge off, one of the things we need to unpack is this: the repossession side of it, right? The repossession side of it. How did that go? You know what? Let me see. Hey, brother, in the what's that? Orange or neon shirt. Just go on mute for me for just a second, and then I'll let you know when we're gonna, because you got some background noise. Appreciate you, my guy. All right. So when it comes to the repo, you can dispute this account a few ways. You can take it as a repo, which I would highly recommend you go at it from the repo standpoint versus the charge off standpoint, because you can find so much more violations when it comes to repossession. It's absolutely ridiculous. Right? So there's 4 key things we need to know about repossession. The first thing, did the repossession happen peacefully? Was it a peaceful repossession? Hold on. Yes. I think I'm going to take some people back. I'll probably do it one at a time just to remove any background noise. Okay.
Yeah, it was peaceful.
It was peaceful. The second thing is, did you get sent a pre-sale letter?
If I did, it was at an address that I probably was no longer at.
Well, the law doesn't say you have to receive it. The law says they must be able to prove that it was sent. So these are the things we're going to ask for. We're going to ask for proof that a pre-sale letter was sent, and where was it sent to? You get what I'm saying? The next thing now is, was the vehicle sold? And that information now is going to be in your post-sale letter. So was the collateral sold? And if it was sold, how much was it sold for? Then how did they calculate the repossession deficiency balance to say that you owe them $4,000? How was that calculated? And before they can attempt to collect any written demand, which reporting to your consumer reports is a written demand for collection, because we have a case law to prove it, reporting negative item on a consumer's report is an act of collection. Before that can happen, they must have sent you an explanation explaining how it was calculated.
So does that matter even if they don't have it in collections on my credit report?
It doesn't matter if it's in collections or not. Once the repossession happened, you are owed all of this information, and without the information being sent to you, that repossessed account should not be on your credit at all. So you can get paid. So this is how you can get paid for repossession, and this is how you can get the repossession balance, deficiency balance deleted from your reports.
Yeah, because at the time when the car got taken, I only owed, like 5 or 6 payments.
So they basically put those payments as a charge off, and then they added like an extra $2,000 for a balance. Of
They cannot do that because especially if the car was sold, it must have been sold for an amount. 5 or 6 payments sounds to me like about $4,000 or $5,000. So if the car was sold, and if the car was, do you know how much the car was sold for?
No, I actually didn't get any of that
See,
information.
so you might be owed what is called surplus funds, because if the car sold for more than what you owed, you might be entitled to surplus funds. So this is why I tell people that joining the university is so important, bro. You potentially have a whole lawsuit on your hands that you can win that you didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I tell people all the time, you need to be a part of the university. You need to be a part of the community. Why? Because the information there, it's priceless, bro. Like what's reporting on your credit, it could actually be the reverse, and you get a check plus a deletion.
That's crazy because that one balance is what's stopping me. I started a business, so it's actually what's stopping me from getting business credit. Is that one charge off that they have on there. So
all right.
I'm working on get off of
Do you have the denial letters for those when you applied and they deny you? Do you have those denial letters?
Yes, I do.
That's called actual damages. So, all right, this is where I say, bro, I think you need to be inside of my university.
Okay.
Like, this is where I say, hey, it's time for you to join the university. Why? Because all of those denials, we just proved that they didn't follow the repossession procedure. Any violation, right, that happens with them being non-compliant, you are owed what is called actual damages, right? So those actual damages correlate to whatever credit loss or extension of credit you missed out on because an illegal repossession that was not done within compliance is on your credit report, and that caused you damage. You have been damaged as a result of their failure to comply.
Right. Makes sense. Okay. I thank you, man. Darian, I appreciate you.
Most
I'm gonna
definitely.
keep following you. I'm gonna keep spreading the word. And you have a blessed day, man. I appreciate you.
You too, King. Most definitely. All right. Whew. All right. Those were some really, really good questions. All right. So I'm going to, sounds like a S2B claim. Not yet. Not the S2B yet. S2B is a part of it, but there's a few more before we go to S2B. An S2B, S28, there's S27, S28. No, not S28. There's a few S violations there, but there are more repossessions on the more serious side. There's more repossession violations than S2 violations. Leticia, yes, send your request back, Leticia. Let's get you back on. What if you was a co-signer of a repo? If you were a co-signer, they should have sent you back every information that is required to be sent to the primary obligor. If you're a co-signer, you're supposed to get them as well. All right, so let's see now. Okay, so for those of you that are just joining, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining. And guess what? We have the How to Get Paid for Bad Credit coming up again. It's going to be on August 21st. All right, it's August 21st, and you guys need to secure your tickets. If you're on Instagram and you are just joining me, comment the word paid. Comment the word paid, and you will have the link inside of your DM. If you're on Instagram only, comment the word paid. Now, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, what you need to do is look at the screen, and you're going to see some instructions there that says text the word paid to 917-993-5238. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitch, Um, text me the word paid to 917-993-5238. So look at your screen and you will see it on your screen. All right. All right. What else do we got? Let's see. Guys, I'm gonna give you guys a breakdown about charge off that you guys have never heard in your entire life. I'm gonna give you a secret sauce. I'm going to give you guys a secret sauce, so that something that you've never, like, nobody on the internet knows this. None. And if anybody else apart from my students tell you about this, they heard us say it. I made a strategy for charge off that is beyond like most people's comprehension. Not in a bad way. I'm going to show you how it is in a good way. All right. All right. So we're going to talk about charge off. So guys, let me take this one question first. Where is, I promised her I was going to take her question. And then I'm going to give you guys a strategy on charge off. It's the ultimate hack, guys. There's no rebuttal to this. Let's see. Leticia.
Can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you. How you doing?
So I'm outside. It's gonna be like real noisy, but I want to just say I want to thank you so
Aw.
much.
Why you coming on here making me blush, girl? You better behave
And
yourself.
God bless your heart
Thank you.
because I have learned so much off of all the free information that you have gave to the universe. And the information was very valuable, and the stuff that you have taught, I didn't know before. And I was able to use that information and to clear, like I had so much of stuff on my credit report. It was just unbelievable. Stuff that I didn't even know. It was there since I was a little girl.
Oh, wow.
And by using the free information that you have delivered, it helped me get to where I'm at now. And now I'm in a process of moving into a nice luxury place.
Let's go!
To even move to, I never lived that life. I came from the ghetto. Yes, the hood. I'm from St. Louis, Missouri, and I came from straight the bottom. And for you helping us, and changed my life.
Oh, why are you gonna make me blush?
And then now I'm just stuck now because I have some more stuff that's on my credit report, like a repo. But it's only showing up on TransUnion. I've been trying to fight to get it off. I have used all the consumer laws and everything, and they just giving me a hard time. They did broadcast some stuff to the CFPB, I think it's called, and stated that they didn't see that information, but the information is still on my report. So I sent that in, and I'm still waiting for that. So I'm just trying to see if you had any other options that you can probably give me to help that come off.
All right. So, first thing is, I want to say congratulations to you. I'm very happy that you are taking action. I'm very happy that you have decided that enough is enough and it's time for me to make good for myself. It's time for me to want more. It's time for me to get in this credit game and get most of the things that I can get out of life. So, first of all, let me commend you for that.
Thank you.
Yep. The information that you need, more than likely, that's in the coaching program, right? So what you need to learn now is repossession, because if what we need, so you see how I analyzed the guy's repo earlier? Being able to analyze the repossession process is key. Why? Because all you need to find is one violation. One violation under UCC 9 Article 6 gives you the ability to not only get the repossession deleted, but you can potentially get paid for that if you can prove damages. And that's something that I talk about inside of the mentorship. So getting that repo off is going to be a walk in the park. And guess what? When you retain this skill for repossession, you can go help people with repossessions.
Right, and that's where I'm trying to help my family. I have helped my family take some of their addresses off, some of those late payments, because I seen how you talked about how you can remove everything, and then um, and so yeah, so I just use some of your laws and I use that to help my family. And so I do want to, because I'm on my way to work now, so I do want to connect with you because I want to show you some of my work that I have done from your free stuff that you have put out there, of what I've done just by using your information.
That's amazing.
So I don't know. So I don't know who to send that to or how to.
You can send it to my DMs. Just DM me. You
Okay.
can send it to my DMs. And also, I would love to see you on the How to Get Paid for Bad Credit Masterclass coming up because you want to tune into that one.
Okay. Well, just send.
Yeah, like I we get stuff deleted all day. Now I want to get paid all day. Getting deletions is cute. Like, yeah, we're gonna get deletions regardless, but I want to get paid too.
Exactly. Then I had another question because I have a auto loan now, and they on my the inquiry part is says it's two. It's like they pulled twice, but it's from the same company. I don't know if that's a good thing or a
The
bad
same
thing.
company pulled twice.
Yes. Okay, so it's hard to explain. So
No, I got you. I got you.
so
Did you get
yeah,
financing
so
through that company as well?
yes.
Okay, all right. So what I would ask that company is this: why did you pull the report twice? Give me an explanation, because if not, I need one of those inquiries deleted.
Okay, cool.
Right? You can have that conversation with them. I want to know why was the report pulled twice?
Okay.
When
And
it
then
comes
they
to
only
when it comes to creditors and the auto loan, are there other institutions that pulled your reports that you did not get finance from?
those ones I already took off.
Okay, all right.
They
So you already run that play already. Okay. All right. I think we might have lost her. Yeah, I think we might have lost her. Wow, she had some amazing testimonials though. That was good. That was really, really good. All right. So Instagram, give me a little bit of time. Let me answer some questions over here on YouTube and Facebook. All right, give me a little bit of time. I answered a whole lot of Instagram questions just now. Let me get caught up over here on YouTube. Let me see what's going on over here. I hear freezing secondary agencies does not do anything unless you are cleaning up personal information. That's not true. Freezing secondary reporting agencies gives you control of your credit. It gives you control over who can access your credit. So freezing them works. I have all of mine frozen. You definitely know your shit. You raised my credit score so high just watching your videos. Appreciate you. God bless you. Thank you very much, Jimmy. My name is Dwayne. Also, hand pink waving. Not sure what that means. My car was repo and charge off. I think the best way is chapter 13. After statute of limitations, deleted my chapter 13. You don't have to go chapter 13. You really don't. I'd say you would need an evaluation first. Not everything requires a chapter 13. And if you're not a business, I wouldn't go chapter 13. I'd rather, and this is no way, shape, or form legal advice, but a chapter 7 would be better than a chapter 13. Doreen, I have been going back and forth with LCI G2 Risk Solution to get them to delete my chapter 7 out of your database. I sent a copy to LexisNexis showing they did no luck. TransUnion keeps validating. This is where now we might have to take the fight to a more serious situation where you initiate a lawsuit. Should I rescind the security interest given? When it comes to rescission, I leave it alone. It's a gray area, and it's not something that I teach on. You can get paid for all those violations. We learn how to get paid in the university. April, shout out to April in the building. Ronnie, I've been following you since January. I'm a truck driver. I'm going to join the university. I don't know how, but somehow, one way, I will make it happen. Let's go. Let's go. I'll drop the university link in the chat. And for those of you that want to join the university, all if you're on Instagram, all you got to do is comment the word university. I got you guys. Just comment the word university. If you're on Instagram, you're good. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, I'm going to drop the link. Instagram, just give me a few more. I'm going to answer a few more questions over here. Then I'll take back questions on Instagram. So you guys just give me a few so I can answer both sides. All right. So wait until they charge off, hardship. When does a dealership charge off the account? It's not the dealership that charge off the account. The account gets charged off if the dealership is financing the auto loan. If the dealership is not financing the auto loan, it's normally the finance company that charges off that. And like I said, for those of you that wants the mentorship, for those of you that's been asking about the mentorship, all you got to do is, if you're on Instagram, just comment the word university. If you're on YouTube and Facebook and Twitch, all you got to do is just text the word university to my number. My number is 917 993 5238. Text the word university to that number. If you are on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you are on Twitch. All right. So I'm caught up over here on Instagram. Send a letter to them. I'll tell them that you have medical situation, you don't have a job. No. There's other ways to get items deleted. I'm gonna go over these ways right now. All right. So, hey Doreen, I'm being sued by my bank. Any advice, or can I go live with you? When the creditor is suing you, it's not the same as being sued by a debt collector, because 9 times out of 10, the creditor has most of the information that the debt collector doesn't have. So if you're being sued by the creditor and there's an arbitration clause in there, that one way to really get them to want to negotiate with you is if you take the matter out of court and you bring it into private arbitration as per the contract. But if there's no arbitration clause in there, then we're talking about possibly working out a settlement. The creditor has way more information than debt collectors, right? So where debt collectors are lacking information, a creditor might not be. I need to have some unknown collection from a client's report ASAP. All right, I'm not too sure what that means. What do you mean by an unknown report? All right, I'm seeing y'all typing in the word university. When is the masterclass? The masterclass is August 21st. Just comment the word paid. If you're on Instagram, to get the link for the masterclass, all you need to do is comment the word paid. Comment the word paid, and you will get the link in your DMs if you're on Instagram to the masterclass. How to get paid for bad credit, how to get paid from a debt collector, how to get paid from the credit bureaus or the consumer reporting agencies. This is the class that I'll be breaking all of that down and the dispute strategy behind it. If you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, all you got to do is text the word paid. That's text the word paid to 917-993-5238. So guys, I want to talk about something real quick now. Let me talk about charge-offs. A lot of people got charged off. A lot of people. You'd be surprised. So let's talk about what a charge-off is, and then when a charge-off happens. So charge-offs are the byproduct of late payments. Let me say this again. charge-offs, or they are normally the byproduct of late payments, right? Now, when it comes to a charge-off can exist without late payments, right? Because the payment had to have been late. And at 120 days to 180 days, this is where we find the charge-off happens. I'm going to say this again. After 120 days to 180 days of being late, this is where the charge-off normally happens. When the charge-off happens, there's a lot of things that need to go into consideration. The first thing is the late payments on the account that was charged off. The only law that authorizes a late payment is 15 USC 1666B. Under the conditions of 1666B, that is the only way a creditor can treat a payment as late. Without being compliant with 1666B, a late payment does not exist, because the only way a creditor can treat a payment as late is under 15 USC 1666B. Now, a late payment is also negative information, which also means that the fact that it's a negative information that's going to be furnished on your credit, it also triggers the negative information section of the FCRA. The negative information section requires this. It requires that a notice be sent to the consumer either prior to or within 30 days of that negative item being furnished. So my question to you is this: did you get a notice in the mail about that financial institution furnishing a negative information on your credit, and that negative information is a late payment? Did you get that notice? Because if they did not send you the disclosures from 1666B, if they did not from 1637B, if they did not send you the periodic statement, if this was not mailed out or delivered not later than 21 days before the payment due date, and a late payment notice was sent out, a late payment and a charge-off does not exist. Isn't your social security card considered a credit card? Your license and yep. So your social security card is actually a credit card. Yes, that is accurate information. Yes. Can you save this live? Yes, I can save this live. According to client, no. Okay. So if we know that there are requirements for a late payment, if we know there are requirements for a charge-off, if these requirements are not met, where did the negative item come from? That means now that the negative item being furnished is inaccurate information, and under 15 USC 1681 S2, inaccurate information cannot be reported to your consumer reports, because furnishers of information, they are banned, B-A-N-N-E-D. They are prohibited from reporting negative information that they know or believe about the account. So if the account that you're furnishing has inaccurate information on it, but the inaccurate information was not in compliance, it simply means that they are reporting inaccurate information. They are prohibited by law to report inaccurate information. They cannot report it. So late payments leads to charge-off. No, late payments lead to negative item. Negative item leads to charge-off. Charge-off is on your credit. But if they can prove negative information, if they can prove the late payment exists, the charge-off does not exist either. Whew, some of y'all are hearing that for the first time, huh? I know. I'm good. I'm good at what I do. I am. I'm not even. I'm gonna pat myself on the back. God damn it. I'm good at what I do. So, is there really a charge-off? Is there really a charge-off? It's a matter of question now. Did the charge-off exist? In order for the charge off to exist, the late payment must have existed. In order for the late payment to be furnished, the negative information notice must have been gone out. Were they compliant with 1666B? Was the negative information notice sent out? If these are not sent out, the account must be in its positive status. I know some of you are thinking right now. Somebody's thinking like, what did the rain just say? Yeah. Does the charge off really exist? Does it exist? There are conditions. If these conditions are not met, these charge offs and negative accounts cannot be reported. How does that work if you're volunteer? I'm not sure what you mean. How does that work? Oh, um, Rain, REIGN, Rain. Give me some more context. If you voluntarily give the car back, if you voluntarily give the car back, that absolutely doesn't mean anything, right? That absolutely means nothing. If they sent it out but you didn't receive them, then does that still apply? Well, they also need to prove, Graham, they also need to prove that the item was sent out. Can they provide a tracking number? Can they provide a service number? Can they provide something that proves that the items were sent out? And if the answer to that is yes, where was it sent to? It's all about asking the right questions, ladies and gentlemen. The dispute letter is great. But if you're not asking the right questions, you're not going to go in the right direction. And a reason why most people don't get results from their dispute is that they are not asking themselves or the creditor or the debt collector the right questions. The right questions and the answers give you the strategy that you need. Robin, what's going on? Nicole, how you doing? Like, that's the play. That's the play, ladies and gentlemen. So for those of you that are just joining, I got a masterclass coming up. How to get paid from the consumer reporting agencies. How to get paid from the debt collector. Sheeta 3. My girl Sheeta's in the building. How to get paid from them. And this is an important thing. Guys, deletions are cute. We get deletions all day. Deletions are cute. But let's talk about how do we get to the money. The money lies in that specialized knowledge, because you can get paid from debt collectors. You can get paid from the consumer reporting agencies. And you can get paid and learn how to do it, ladies and gentlemen. So this is why the masterclass is on the 15th. If you're on Instagram, comment the word paid. If you are on Instagram, comment the word paid. If you're on Facebook, if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch, all you need to do is text the word paid to 917-993-5238. That's text the word paid to 917-993-5238. Sheeta, if you're on here, come on this live. We haven't done a live in so long, Sheeta. So if you're here, if you can hear the sound of my voice, Sheeta, jump on this live. Let's burn this Friday evening down. All right. So let me give you guys some more insights when it comes to charge-offs, right? Because today's charge-off, I'm mostly speaking about charge-offs. Not all charge-off mean it's a discharge or a canceled debt, all right? Not all charge-off means it is a canceled debt. That's not what it means. It means that they wrote it off to profit and loss. That's one. Right? That's one thing that's standard across the board. However, there are instances where they discharge the debt or cancel the debt. When those events happen, you can request your Form 1099-C. Now, you do not need a Form 1099-C to file the amount. You don't need a Form 1099-C to file the amount on your income tax, right? The IRS says It is described or defined as gross or ordinary income. Income does not get reported to your consumer reports. So if income does not get reported to your consumer reports, how are they reporting the account as a charge off or whatever status they have it in? It is inaccurate, right? It is income and you have the tax returns to prove it. So therefore, on the premise of 15 USC 1681 EB, a consumer reporting agency must furnish accurate information. You can get that deleted along with 15 USC 1681 S2A, S2B, S27, 15 USC 1681 I, 1681 IA1A, 1681 I5. Right? You can get those deleted right around the clock using that strategy. Can a charge off and a repossession be on your credit? All right. If it's the same account, right, the account can be categorized as a charged off account. How does that affect your taxes then if you're filing those amounts? Well, whatever the amount is, somebody needs to pay the taxes. All right. Somebody needs to pay the taxes. It's either you're going to do it, the debt collector is going to do it, or the creditor is going to do it. Someone has to pay the taxes. And if you're going to use this amount as gross or ordinary income because you didn't have to pay for it, you still got to pay the taxes. You still got to pay the taxes. Somebody got to pay the taxes. Uncle Sam does not play when it comes to his taxes. Someone needs to pay the taxes. Can a creditor pay an attorney to garnish wage? So let me give this some more context. A creditor can pay an attorney to file a lawsuit. Filing a lawsuit, and if you don't go to court, they can get a default judgment. That default judgment can then lead to a garnishment of your accounts or your paycheck. If it's a charge off, hasn't the company already been paid by the insurance? My mom is getting sued. Yes. So, oh, my neck. So when it comes to a charge off, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove, right? If there was a finance charge involved, there's an insurance policy that protects the lender in the event that the obligor defaults, and it protects the credit life. So if you default, it triggers that insurance. They got paid. Yes, right? They sold the account to a debt collector. They got paid again. They got all the payments you made, right? But it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. You need to be able to prove the points that you're saying. And if we're going to talk about an account that had a finance charge, and I would use that, they're already paid, Your Honor. They got paid in full from the insurance that my finance charge covered. 15 USC 1605. It speaks about the finance charge and then what is included inside of the finance charge. All right, let's see. I've been threatened with a garnishment but haven't had a court date. Okay. Whew. Wow, it's been a long day, ladies and gentlemen. What else y'all got for me? So for those of you that are just joining, the master class is coming up. How to get paid from the consumer reporting agencies, how to get paid from the debt collector. This master class is going down August 15th. Not 15, August 21. You guys need to secure your tickets. What you need to do, if you're on Instagram only, just comment the word paid in the chat. If you're on Instagram, comment the word paid in the chat. If you are on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, if you're on Twitch, what you need to do here is just let's see. What you need to do is look at your screen and send me a text message. Text the word paid to 917-993-5238. Text the word paid to 917-993-5238. All right. My husband was sued by an insurance company, garnished his wages, and now they suspended his license. Can you sue them? I've never heard, unless the vehicle, unless the vehicle was not insured, but an insurance by itself is not enough to cancel somebody's license. So that sounds like you're really going to need an attorney to look into it. That sounds a little suspect to me. But when it comes to garnishment, it's not something that I teach. It's out of my scope of practice. When is the next class? The next class is August 21st. Jamaica Millie, what's good? Vibes Cartel, they are rude, baby girl. Vibes Cartel, they are rude. You book your ticket to Jamaica already? I'm just saying, them ticket prices are going to be up, up, up. I have been trying to remove inquiries from Equifax and Experian when the dealership blasted my credit, but having a hard time doing so. You just need training. So, MZ, what you need is my 24-hour express inquiry deletion guide. Once you get that, it will give you the instructions. So, you can go to my website, DoraineDelevante.com, or you could go to the link in my bio and it has that as well. Or you could just comment the word inquiry in this chat and you should receive a DM. Wow. Okay. So let me take some more questions over YouTube. I see a lot of case charge off losing in court because the people that's going into court, they didn't go prepared. So can I use Tiller and write them, letting them know it's already paid? It's not what you know. You must be able to prove it or request the documents that they have to show. Do I see definitions according to Tiller? The definition of a creditor, the definition of a credit card. Yes, those are on Truth in Lending. Hi, Doreen. This is a response from the lender regarding the 1099-C. The bank has confirmed the loan does not meet the criteria to receive a 1099-C. That just simply means it is a charge off, but the debt was not canceled or the debt was not sold, right? So if it's not canceled or discharged, they can still attempt to collect. The creditor is the lender, example Navy Federal. Okay. All right. So do I keep the arrangement with the attorney and continue to make payments to avoid garnishment? The attorney should be working on you getting garnishment away altogether. Will you be doing another 5-day course? Yes, I'll be doing another 5-day course. That will be in September. Do you suggest rescinding a contract? Rescinding is not something that I teach because rescinding gives people the ability to think that they can just get anything and not pay for it. And then I know somebody's going to say, oh, but everything's already paid for. There might be some truth to it, but it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. If you're able to prove what you're saying, then by all means, go ahead. But rescission is not something that I teach because it brings in an individual that believe they don't have to pay for anything. Everything should be free. I sent a request to join the live. Okay, here you go. I see you. All right, let's see. All right, Bijou, I
That
sent you a
answered my
request.
question.
What's going on, brother?
How are you, man?
I am doing amazing. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the live too. What you got for me, King?
Good. So I actually just typed in the question for you. So I have this auto loan that it's in collections. It says that it's charged off as a bad debt, profit and loss write-off. But I actually still have the car.
Okay.
And it was never repo.
All right. So that can happen, right? Now, in order for, you said it's charge off, right?
Yep.
Now, in order for a charge off to happen, the account first has to be late. A charge off cannot happen without the account being late. So, what do we know about a late payment? We know that the only way a late payment exists falls under 1666B, right?
Okay.
So if the conditions for 1666B are not met, the late payment don't exist. Meaning they got to send you your statement and all the disclosures required by 1637B. 1637B have about 11 to 12 disclosures that the consumer is supposed to get. In addition to that, those must be mailed or delivered to the consumer not later than 21 days before the payment due date. All of that must be in compliance before a creditor can treat a payment as late, right? What do we know about a late payment? A late payment is negative information, correct?
Yep.
Negative information being furnished to a consumer report by a financial institution has a procedure, and they must send what is called a negative information notice to the consumer either before or within 30 days of the negative information being on the consumer's credit reports.
Yep.
So if that is not done, if the account was not late, and in order for the negative information to be on the credit, it must be in compliance, a charge-off cannot exist. So if we can prove the charge-off in itself is fraud, and when I say fraud, meaning it was placed on your reports fraudulently by not being compliant, well, it becomes now an inaccurate information. Inaccurate information by a furnisher, especially a creditor or a debt collector, any furnisher of information. Well, now they're prohibited from reporting inaccurate information. Information that is not true is inaccurate. So now we have S2A and S2B, which holds them and prohibits them from even reporting. So before we even attack the charge off is gone before we even start.
Okay.
Because if you can't prove the existence of the late payment and the negative item, it cannot be charged off.
Yeah, I don't remember getting. I probably got papers, but I don't think it was certified mail, anyways. So now my question is, do you think I should attack this? And is there a possibility that they would still try to take me to court to take the car back?
They could,
because it's been over a year.
They could try. But what I would ask you is this: what is the statute of limitation for collecting on an auto loan in your state? I would like to know that first to see how much time I have for them to attempt to try and file a lawsuit. Because once the statute of limitation has passed, they can't sue on this debt anymore.
I believe it's 4 years here in Colorado.
Colorado. So when did the car allegedly first negative information happen?
It's been about a year.
Okay. So I
still have 3 years.
So it being so young, there's still a few years, but there's still also many other strategies that can be used. It's all about the one that you want to use.
Got it. Yeah, I want to sign up to your university and.
Bro, you're gonna kill it, bro. You're gonna kill it.
I appreciate you, man. It's a lot of knowledge.
Appreciate you, bro.
It helped a lot.
Thank you very much. Yep. Just comment the word university or go to my bio. The link is in there. All right, brother?
All right. Thank you.
Yep. You're absolutely welcome. All right. Y'all are asking some really good questions today, man. Y'all ask some really, really good questions today. For those of you guys that want my mentorship, that want to be a part of the university, all you got to do is comment the word university. If you're on Instagram, just comment the word university. If you are on YouTube and Facebook, I will just drop the link here for you. All right. And I'm about to get off of here in a few. Let's see. All right. For those of you on YouTube and Facebook, here is the link for the masterclass. That is the link for the masterclass. That is the link for the masterclass. For those of you on Instagram, just comment the word paid and get your tickets to the masterclass. I'm about to get out of here. I'll probably take like 3 to 5 more questions before I go. Does anybody else want to come live? Does anybody want to come live? We can chop up the next 10 minutes. Does anybody else want to come live? All right, just put your request in to come live. Before I go, if you are on, how do you ask questions on live? Let me give you this. All right, that link that I just dropped, the last link is to come on the live. Yo, is the masterclass on Zoom? Yes, it is, Riley. Yes, it is on Zoom. It's on Zoom. If you're on Instagram, just comment the word paid, ladies and gentlemen. Just comment the word paid in the chats, and it will give you a link to my masterclass that's coming up on the 21st. How to get paid from the consumer reporting agencies, how to get paid from furnishers of information, how to get paid from debt collectors. And if you're on YouTube, if you're on Facebook, all you got to do is just, let me give you guys the link. Just click this link. Click this link, and you will be able to join the masterclass. Do I need the charge off deletion letter? It depends. It all depends on the strategy that you're going to use. You can use a charge off deletion guide as a tool to get the charge off deleted, but you can also go with the late payment route, because without a late payment or payments being late, a charge off cannot exist. Right? So, do you know anything about trust? I do, but it's not something that I teach. I do know about trust, though. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's been it. So, everyone, have an amazing evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow as well. We'll probably use this whole weekend to talk about charge offs. I know it's been a topic a lot of you have been requesting. So, yeah, wait, somebody was on here just now? Who was that? Looked like somebody was on here. So charge off, we can talk about charge off all weekend. You guys definitely sign up for the masterclass. It's going to be an amazing experience. You're going to learn so much, and you're going to see things that you couldn't see before. Because when you change the things you look at, the things you look at will also change. All right. So guys, I will catch up with you all tomorrow from your favorite island boy. I'm going to see y'all tomorrow. The masterclass is on the 21st. Make sure you grab your tickets. Instagram, just comment the word. I'll probably around this time, 5, 6 o'clock. I'll probably go live tomorrow around 5, 6 o'clock. Just set up your notifications. set up your notifications. There's two prices for the masterclass. There's 97 and there's 497. There's two prices depending on which ticket did you get. There are two prices for the masterclass. So, ladies and gentlemen, all you got to do is, if you're on Instagram, comment the word paid. You will get the link. If you are on YouTube or Facebook, the link is in the chat. Go right ahead and sign up for the masterclass. I will see you guys later. Peace.